just weren't accurate enough, were we? Obviously, thought we made it a little bit easier second half for Scotland. We've turned the ball over too many times. We were quite dominant first half, probably weren't clinical when we needed to be first and second half, a couple of opportunities, but in terms of the accuracy and the breakdown, the intensity and the accuracy we needed, we didn't have it, and as a result Scotland stopped us in terms of momentum, and they were very clinical in their attack, where they've scored 2 soft tries really to get to the outside edge.
Do you think it was a fair result in terms of the balance of play, or are you left reflecting on those chances, what might have been if say Reece had managed to squeeze in once or twice, or you did have clear-cut chances?
Yeah, we did. That's what I said in terms of being clinical. Obviously John Davis has gone through second half. Obviously Reece's opportunity as well, but international rugby is about keeping hold of the ball, and we made it easier for Scotland in terms of the contact area. It was a focus point for us, and we needed to execute the contact area a little bit better than we did, and as a result we turned over ball, and we gave the opportunity for the referee to come in and obviously referee that area.
It's been a long run of Welsh successes against Scotland. Was this a dip in Welsh performance levels, or an increase in Scottish levels, or both?
Well, it's almost a bit of both, isn't it? I think that from our perspective, the intensity and the accuracy which we had 2 weeks ago against England, we were particularly second half off that mark, and the players obviously hugely disappointed is how you respond, and we welcome Ireland in 2 weeks time, but the second half, half time at 13, probably could have been 16-6, it's 13-9, and Scotland are very much in the game, even though that probably the stats first half don't show that, and second half in terms of the possession, I think it's like 70-odd% or 60-odd% to 30. We weren't able to have the amount of possession which we had first half, and as a result then second half inaccuracies at the breakdown afforded them turnover opportunities.
Was there enough in the performance to make you think that you can turn things around quickly against Ireland?
Yeah, most definitely. I think the players are very proud. They want to play well for Wales. They go out to play well, and sometimes, the areas which mattered today, Scotland just edged it in the second half. Is the first half how dominant we were, and we were very, very comfortable.
Alan, at what point did you feel the game turned? Was there any particular one moment, or was it a gradual progression?
I think tail end of the second half. First half they took an opportunity, and then into the second half, we started well. We got into their 22, had possession like Rob said, but coughed it up a little bit too easy. And the territory be interesting, but the possession will probably be disappointing when we look at that, how many times we coughed it up. Any
particular aspects of the game that you would be looking to improve for Ireland then?
Yeah, I think early on we traded penalties in both 22s. I think there were a few soft ones from ourselves that let them off the hook and gave them an in, and conversely we probably weren't accurate at the contact area, particularly in that first half, and then tail end of the second half when Watson came on and did a pretty good job.
There's one instance where you thought it seemed about going for goal, ended up kicking for the corner, the line out didn't go according to plan. In retrospect, obviously, easy to say, but do you feel that you might have gone for the points now in hindsight?
I would have liked to.
So what happened?
We didn't, did we? So but there we are. I got done for blocking on the back of the lift then, but yeah, I would have liked to go on for the 3.
Was that a case the ref said you'd indicated and you had to? Was the ref involved in that at all?
No. Kickers didn't want to, so we just went for the corner.
Alan, you talk about the breakdown and the inaccuracies of the breakdown. What was happening? You mentioned Hamish. What was happening in there that caused you to cough?
Well, I think you look at it when we were that urgency to not let the first guy come in. I think we were pretty good, and we knew they were going to be holding her on the ruck and potentially have infringement to get away with it. In fairness, that's part of the game. All teams do it, and we dealt with it for the majority of the first half. And I think as they grew into the game and some changes came on, particularly Watson, I think he was pretty influential in that second half.
Rob, you said you were disappointed with the bench against England. How did you assess how they did today, obviously with the game going against you?
No, I think that the bench come on and did what they needed to do. I think that the possession, which we had, particularly when the bench came on with Toby or Jamie, I think we probably in the last sort of 15 minutes, the amount of possession we had, I thought Sam showed some nice touches when he came on. But the inaccuracy in terms of execution of skill is something which obviously we need to continue to work on, because the number of times we turned over ball, or the execution of the pass wasn't to the standard which obviously we want it to be, because the areas of those opportunities, the 3-on-2s or the 4-on-1s you have to take, and we didn't do that.
It's an early reaction, but could you put a finger on maybe why that didn't happen today?
No, obviously players are hugely disappointed. 2 weeks' time we have to make sure we get ready, and the intensity and the accuracy, as we spoke about, that we may have a little bit first half, we just didn't have it second half, and look, we've afforded Scotland 2 soft tries. They've taken both opportunities, and unfortunately we've come up short in terms of not being clinical when we needed to. A couple of 50-50 balls which didn't go to hand, and as a result, we didn't score when we needed to.
Well, the last 2 games you've struggled for points in the second half. Put your finger on a reason of that? Just things not.
No, not really, son. I think that half time the change room was very positive, talking about we felt there was another level that we needed to go to, that we could go to, and unfortunately we didn't get there. I think you have to applaud Scotland in terms of stopping us playing as well, in terms of what Alan spoke about in terms of the contact area. They were very effective, but as I say, I think we made it slightly easier for them. There was a little bit too much space between ball carriers and first arrivals.
The championship is pretty much out of the equation now, but how do you approach the rest of it now, in terms of, do you use this as an opportunity to look at new players? Is it too early to say that?
Look, it's about playing for Wales. You're in a championship. We got huge respect for the Six Nations, and players, when they want obviously to perform to the best they can do, and they've got another opportunity. We'll just have to dissect the game, particularly the second half, because the first half, as I say, we were very comfortable and in a dominant position.
Rob, you've been quite complimentary about Scotland. Did you see enough from them today to suggest that they can maybe compete at Twickenham, perhaps even figure in the title shake-up?
Oh, they've got every chance, haven't they? I think that the contact area, they've sort of come out on top, particularly in the second half. They've got individual runners, with the likes of Stuart Hogg. I thought aerial as well, when they've gone to the air in the wide channels, they've kept hold of the ball. It's something which we pride ourselves on, and the aerial battle, whether it's I think Tommy Seymour one side or Tim Visa, I think there were key moments in games whereby they were able to keep hold of possession, and as a result then you're under pressure from a defensive perspective. So the aerial battle is something which they've dominated, and I'm sure that with the 2 wingers they'll look to do that against the other countries. And obviously Finn Russell's kicking game was pretty accurate today, and I think that they've certainly got ingredients there where they'd be hugely competitive in the last couple of games.
Well, everyone in Scotland is very excited about young Johnny Gray, 22 years of age. Could you give us an assessment on him today?
Yeah, I think he's on the winning team. I think him and his brother in the second row have been pretty good, to say the least, for Scotland over the last few years. They're bedding in nicely now, and they're going off the back of it and performing well in the heart of a pretty decent Scotland pack.
Alan, in terms of the momentum of the game, how important was that one when the try was chalked off but Reid Fred tucked somebody's shirt?
When any try is disallowed, it's a high to a low, but I have to have a look at it again. I don't know whether there was interference from the blue jersey first, but at the end of the day it doesn't matter because it was chalked off, like you say. We went back, we still had the momentum, if you like, or from the pressure we put on them, but needless to say it was chalked off, and we had to start again.
Rob, your line speed in the first half was very effective then, on the second twice.
Yeah, I think in terms of numbers, you have to have numbers on your feet to have line speed, and unfortunately there were times obviously when they've scored that we've had numbers, and we should have probably come off our line a little bit quicker than we did. We ended up being on our heels rather than our toes, and unfortunately that gives international sides more time on the ball, as you all know, and it's hugely disappointing because it's 2 soft tries and we pride ourselves on our defence, and obviously Sean Edwards is hugely disappointed.
We all done. Thank you very much.
Cheers guys.